Hi, I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Olivia.
And this is Social Talk.
Social Talk. It's our very first episode of Social Talk. As you know, in our last video, we talked about changing the name of our channel. And so today's very first episode is Social Talk.
It is official.
Yeah. Let it go. What do we mean by let it go?
Well, don't focus on what you really, really want too hard, because sometimes that kind of prohibits it from happening.
We see this all the time, and a lot of women out there can really relate to a story like this, and that is a couple who are trying so hard to have a baby, and they just can't. For whatever reason, they just can't conceive. And, you know, at a certain point, they realize that maybe they're just not going to have a baby together. So they end up going through the adoption process. And while they're in the adoption process and they're really excited about adopting that baby and everything, lo and behold, that pregnancy test that she just did
a million times before.
A million
really,
times
right?
before, exactly.
Yeah.
Now she finds out that she actually is pregnant. And sometimes, you know, that happens after the adoption, and sometimes that happens during the adoption.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well,
they let it go.
Yeah.
They just let it go. They just realize that it's not going to happen. So that's okay. They'll choose a different path to have that child in their life that they so wanted. And then now their body relaxed. Everything just sort of was not that intense anymore. And it happens. I've seen it so many times. I come from that background, actually. I worked in high-risk pregnancies, and so a lot of the pregnant ladies that I dealt with, actually, that was their story, that they got pregnant when they were actually going through the adoption process. And why? Because they just relaxed, and they weren't so intense about that conception, conceiving, and, you know, temperatures. You know, they have to make sure that their temperature is correct, and they have to know their whole fertility clock and everything. So they just sort of went, hey, it's not gonna happen. They threw their hands up in the air and said, that's okay, that's no problem, we will look elsewhere. And then when they started down that path, then this happened. We see it all the time.
You know, we even see it with celebrities. Halle Berry just popped into my head, because remember, she too was going through a lot of fertility treatments, and she got pregnant, but when she moved on to her next marriage, and she just kind of was just having fun, just...
Yeah, Halle Berry also has some really health issues as well. She's a diabetic, and she's a brittle, what they call a brittle diabetic, and so her blood sugars are going up and up and up and down, up and down. And so she had that to contend with. And when you're pregnant or going through a pregnancy and you're diabetic, then you are a high risk pregnancy. So there is a lot of complications that can happen out of that. But she was successful,
and older than most too. So
yes,
that was
what they call an elderly primate.
Yeah,
nice term, right?
Well, you know what, they keep saying now that the 40s is the new 30s, the 50s is 40s, so forth. So it's like we've taken off a decade off of our lives with all the enhancements in the medical world, and everything that we're doing to just keep ourselves healthy, exercising, eating properly. Yeah. So it's exciting. So the moral of this really is just whatever you want, whatever you're clinging to, and it's just you want it so bad and it consumes your thoughts, let it go.
Yes, just go with the flow, and just even if you have to take another path, even if you have to look at something as an alternative, that's okay. The more relaxed you are about what it is that you're doing, what it is that you want to accomplish, I bet you that 9 times out of 10, and chances are you're actually going to achieve that a lot faster and with greater results. So I'm going to let it go about winning the lottery, okay? I'm just not going to even bother anymore. I'm still going to buy a ticket. You don't buy, you don't win. But yeah, does that think that will work?
I don't know. You can give it a try though. I was in Niagara-on-the-Lake this past week, and I went on a wine tour. The husband made wine at home because they didn't have money to really purchase wine. So anyway, the son stole his father's wine and entered it into a competition.
Okay.
a
Yeah.
wine competition, and won first place. Now, today, they provide 80% of the world's ice wine.
It's like a rag to riches story, right?
It is, and it's
you
a
know.
beautiful story. And the whole time I was listening to this story, I thought to myself, wow, see, when you just listen and just move along with what is opening up to you, and things will happen. I mean, 80% of the world's ice wine is made in this one winery in Niagara-on-the-Lake because his son stole a bottle of wine. And
How old was his son when he stole it,
Yeah.
right?
And it wasn't that long ago. It was 1988. It was a long time ago, but it wasn't that long
It isn't
ago.
that long ago if you think about it, and in the grand scheme of things, and that to make that amount, or to be that successful in a relatively short period of time, I'm sure it didn't just happen. He didn't just get successful like
Right.
last week.
Right.
So over a period of time, and that success.
Well, thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys liked our first episode of Social Talk.
Yeah, this is great because we are looking for different topics to talk about, and you know, this is it. This is, you know, everyday life, and so whatever we come across throughout the week, throughout our lives, throughout our own experiences, throughout your experiences as well, give us a give us a thumbs up if you like the idea of this whole social talk, and also leave your comments down below. We would love to hear from you and hear what some of your experiences that you're going through and how you have decided to let it go. Don't forget to consider subscribing, because that way you will be able to see our videos every single week. Okay?
Thanks for watching, and see you soon.